So, anyway, the numbers for gaming sales in general are down 24% from this time last year. And the economists are hoping that the Christmas season will pick up and have us do better than last year, where they reported stellar growth in sales and everything. I'm not sure how it's going to work so far this holiday season with game sales, because if there's being broke. Look, if the Xbox 360 does real well and everything, and everybody gets theirs and stuff, then yeah, it's gonna be crazy because everybody bought these pre-orders, and all these stores are gonna report huge growth. But I mean, if Microsoft doesn't come to the court with the ball to play the game, then everybody's gonna be not buying that. And then what do you do at that point? Do you buy something for the console you're sick of and you already have? You're like,
put your money in the bank.
Yeah, collect interest. Save it for next year.
You don't have to spend it the second you fuckers get it. And
the PSP is probably going to be a big hit. The DS will probably do well and everything, but I don't know if those will really move the profits, because the games cost less. There's less profit overall. The big money makers are these, your entrenched main console systems, and I don't think there's a lot going on with the PS2 or the Xbox or the GameCube for that matter. I mean, there's a few games, but not a lot that's really going to pull people in to buy stuff this holiday season. So is it going to be like less games this holiday season? Are people going to buy less? I don't know.
Inquiry minds want to know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. It's kind of like, I'm not really looking at anything on my must-have radar for this holiday season. I know a lot of other people are probably thinking, man, I hope I get a PSP, hope I get a 360.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Some retarded boy is hoping he gets a DS.
Want a cheeseburger.
But the games themselves, I'm just not sure what's all going to move this holiday. It'll be interesting, though. I don't know, but last year was a great year. So this year so far, sales are down. And that also could be related to the gas prices. And, half the country being destroyed by Mother Nature. That people are,
People's sales don't think about it. They're like, why aren't we selling this stuff?
And they bring up stuff like Nintendo.
Because 4 Best Buys got wiped out! But it's crazy. So, anyway, there was talk about the Xbox emulation. One thing that was kind of interesting was that, all the games that are supposed to work on the Xbox 360, that, like the old Xbox titles, there was this talk that, they were going to provide you with a new executable, and then that was going to let you run the game on the 360. But it's actually like an emulation mode. And they're taking games and they're making sure they work on the Xbox's emulation, which is kind of disappointing for me, because I was kind of hoping that the games would be more optimized for the 360. So if you put Halo in there, it might be crisper, or it might, have a better frame rate and everything. But basically, if they're emulating it, it's just going to be like, just like it is on the Xbox, which I mean is cool, but it just would have been nice
if it play your Xbox.
Right. It would have been better if it would have just a little bit, just add a few things or something. I don't expect you to like rewrite the game, but just tighten it up. Also, there was a bunch of Xbox development kits stolen out of Germany.
Those crazy crowds.
And Microsoft is thinking about suing, I don't know, the airport or someone. Yeah, the country of Germany, damn you, for stealing them. I don't really know. I mean, honestly, I don't know what stealing a dev kit, besides the potential loss of money and development time and everything. But, I mean, if you actually stole one, I don't know what you would necessarily be able to do with it. I mean, yeah, you could play Xbox 360 games on it. You could copy Xbox 360 games, I guess, to your hard drive and play them. But you couldn't really mass distribute pirated games or anything. So it's not like a big financial loss for anybody. And it was only like 10 of them stolen or something like that. So I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it. I mean,
hardcore gamers had to have their shit.
It's not like a tanker carrying all the 360s on their way from China over here got torpedoed or something. That'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
We lost 500,000 360s at the bottom of the ocean.
Screw all the Mountain Dew contestants.
Right. Kids be on the beach just picking them up out of the sand. Like that,
Give us those
characters from Lost. Everybody in Lost is getting 360s.
But no
We're stuck on this deserted island. What is this? Oh, it's a 360s.
Yeah, start peddling the Mike Gilligan.
There's a commercial right there.
So somewhat interesting. Also, there's a while back, there was a game called Majestic that Electronic Arts put together where people would, it was kind of done online, and people would call your phone at home and give you clues, and then you would sort of like
hang up on them and go, "Fuck you, man."
Well, it was probably like a robotic voice, and you had like an MSN client or a, one of those, chat clients. I forget what they're called all of a sudden. My brain's failing me. Like ICQ or something in your toolbar, and people would like talk to you on there, and you would try and figure out these puzzles. Anyway, the N-Gage folks, Nokia, are going to be doing that for the N-Gage. The game's called Shadowborn. Because Majestic was basically a total failure.
Be called Thieving Bastards pretty soon.
Shadowborn is something like that. It's coming out for the N-Gage, the N-Gage platform, as it's now called. So if you have one of the next generation Nokia game phones, you'll be able to play this thing called Shadowborn. So it's interesting. Nokia is an interesting company just because it's like, even though the N-Gage is basically a failure or a flop to normal gamers, it doesn't matter to them because, they have all that phone customers. Right. I mean, they've got millions and millions of people. They don't care. They're like, whatever. You guys that own your DSs and PSPs, we don't care about you.
Some friends.
You're people talking on the phone.
Yeah. We've got...
That's not going to stop.
We're in your pocket anyway. Finally, there's an update for America's Army out there. If you play that game, there's some new maps and stuff available. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. So let's look at our games coming soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah, there's some winners this week. On 10/17 for the DS, we have Scooby-Doo Unmasked.
There you go.
For the Xbox, we have Blitz the League, Shattered Union, The Warriors.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's
Rockstar.
Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. For the PC, we have X3 The Reunion, Quake 4, and Shattered Union. For the PS2, we have The Warriors and Blitz the League. For the GameCube, we have Fire Emblem. And for the Game Boy Advance, Backyard Football 2006. On 10/18 for the DS, we have Dig Dug Digging Strike.
nice.
Spyro's Shadow Legacy. For the PS2, we have Crash Tag Team Racing, Shadow of the Colossus, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, Jack X Combat Racing, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, and Sniper Elite. For the PC, we have Fear, First Encounter Assault Recon. I don't know what it is right now. Like with the PC games, this is like the third time in like a month we've gotten these ones with these, it's like an acronym, and then they like spell it out, like First Assault Encounter Recon or whatever. I don't know what the deal is. That's just the hip thing to do. Remember, like, before it was to change a letter? So, like, Limp Bizkit, you would spell it with a Z and a K and stuff, and that would be cool. So now I guess it's the year of the acronym in the video games. Whatever. Also, Age of Empires 3, Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green. There you go, Brian. There's your Land of the Dead game.
Yeah, so it's like times we going to be in there going, hey, man.
For the Xbox, Greg Hastings Tour Paintball Maxed, The Bible Game, and World Poker Tour. For the PSP, we have X-Men Legends 2 Rise of the Apocalypse, Crash Tag Team Racing, NBA Live 06. For the GameCube, Crash Tag Team Racing, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. For the Game Boy Advance, Pac-Man World 2, Crash and Spyro Super Pack, Duel Masters Shadow of the Code, and Madagascar Operation Penguin. Finally, for 10/19, for the Game Boy Advance, we have SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants. Actually, that's available for the Game Boy Advance, the GameCube, the Xbox, and the PS2. And Disney's Chicken Little, available for the GameCube, the Xbox, and the PS2. That's on 10/19. So that's this week in gaming. So there's some pretty good titles coming out. The Warriors, Quake 4.
That's about it.
Tony Hawk.
Oh, yeah, Tony Hawk.
So, pretty big week probably for game purchasing overall.
That Warriors game has been highly anticipated.
It's just a fighting game as far as I understand it.
It probably won't be that good.
Tell us how you feel, man.
Yeah.
After
it won't be as good as the movie. I mean, come on, the movie was on the other night and I was watching it.
Because breeding horses is fun.
Can you dig it?
But fighting in gangs is boring. No.
Fighting in games is stupid. Go race the horse.
Well, never I'm saying the joy.
All right, so this week we're
Gambling. You don't like to gamble.
we're giving away the Evil Dead Regeneration for the Xbox and the Delta Force Black Hawk Down for the PS2. And as an alternate, we are giving the Game Tap hat and T-shirt away, as well as a free pack of Mad Croc gum. Next week, we're going to give away NBA 2K6 for the Xbox and Dungeon Siege 2 for the PC. All you got to do is answer this question. What video game are you the best at? You can only enter by... And I don't mean best of all your friends. I mean, what game of all the games you've played are you,
You rule the bus.
Right.
Ruling the bus.
And you can go to www.bgnradio.com and click on the contest entry link. And, that's how you enter the contest.